Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host of Bachelor Nation News, and we've got the part 2 of Katie, Thurston, and John Hersey's conversation on Off the Vine podcast with Caitlin Bristow. I'm going to get it right into it. I've got 4 clips I'm going to play for you guys. Katie Thurston discusses the 12 days of messiness and how it was messier than it could have ever been. She says she needs 12 days of therapy. It's nice to see that they can look back on it as a miss. You know, they go, oh boy, that wasn't what we intended. But, hey, that's what life is. Katie, no one gets it more than me. I can tell you of the times I've gotten off stage having said things I didn't mean to say and having an audience not like me. And I go, I wish I could try that again. That's not what I intended. I wanted to go on stage and make people laugh and feel good. Instead, I'm now the asshole. Am I the asshole? That's the question we ask ourselves, Katie. You walk the boundary. You try to do something that might not appease all, but you try to appease some. And then you find out maybe you did something that wasn't what people love. But of course, when it comes to Bachelor Nation, can you win? Can you win? That's the question, because you're always going to piss somebody off. So of course, Katie did just that. We'll get into that. It provided me a boatload of content in November, and hopefully she didn't take it too close to heart. I think most people didn't mind at all. We'll get into all that. Let's play 4 of these clips.
I met Blake, and we hung out with Blake for, a solid, 12, 18 hours.
Yeah. Okay, so just to pick up from where we were on the first video, this is John saying, hey, I met Blake. We were fine, because people have asked what's emotional cheating versus real cheating, and I just received a comment from someone saying emotional cheating is if you're friends with a guy. If you're a lady who's friends with a guy and you don't feel like your partner could look at those text messages or those DMs. So that's kind of like when you're emotional cheating, when you're crossing the boundaries privately, which of course did not happen here.
I introduced Blake to the people in my life, including John and Stefan, who were a huge part of my life, especially during this whole Bachelorette journey.
Mm-hmm. And I did not have a negative opinion of Blake at all. Yeah. Like, we had fun together. We did an escape room, and we hung out all day. Yeah. But that's why when that happened, I was disappointed at first, and then
Katie won the escape room, escaping from her relationship. Come on, folks. Oh, it's a joke. Yeah, that's not what happened.
Realized I was like, this is him capitalizing on this opportunity, which I understand. Wow. I get how it works. Like, seeing this world now for the past almost a year. Oh my God. Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, it just, when it was at the expense of my friend, I couldn't.
Although I will say in defense of Blake, capitalizing on this story, I don't really think he monetized it. Of course, capitalization doesn't always mean monetization, but I think unfortunately what we see in Bachelor Nation is people like putting the therapy in podcast form. They're trying to speak to how things could have went down.
It was frustrating.
I love when people start off as friends. I've said that even before I met Jason, because I thought of him as a friend first, but I have always said that about people because...
Yeah, it's very interesting. And again, you can go watch the whole thing. If you get upset, Dave, why are you butchering it? Because I'm not going to rip off their whole thing here, just bits and pieces. But of course, Caitlin, who's better to talk to than Caitlin Bristow, right? She went through hell and back on her season and after her season, and then she found a guy she was friends with, met him through a podcast, and then all of a sudden, they're engaged doing their thing. By the way, if you want information on my wedding, I don't have good news. And again, it's nothing about my relationship, just the semantics or logistics, I should say, of planning a wedding during not only the pandemic, but the fallout from the pandemic. There's a 40% surge in weddings being planned. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about, some people that can't attend. There's different issues going on. It's got nothing to do with the love that me and my fiance share. It's got everything to do with trying to make this all work in a world where everyone's flying in from different places. Logistically, it is a nightmare. So I can totally understand why people put that off. I'm going to go live right after this just to get some things off my chest and talk to the audience. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. You can join if you want, but that's where I have to be with it. Again, not to sound fatalistic, we're going to get married. It's just like, we want this to happen. We just want to I don't want to say get it over with because we're looking forward to it, but we've waited 2 years during the pandemic, waiting for the right window to make this happen. And then now we've got other people chiming in that's making it difficult. All right. Such is life. C'est la vie.
Came out as early as we did because once we explored our connection, we knew that there was something long-term there.
So this is Katie describing why her and John Hersey announced their relationship so soon.
And we knew that we were going to have to kind of own that. And that was the thing, people talk about like, it was so quick and like, that's fine. You can think your timelines. That's fine. The show is its own quickness,
Talk about quick.
Exactly. But we just kind of wanted to own exactly what we are. We didn't want to sneak around in public and have people take photos of us or come up with their own agenda or narrative. And there's people in Bachelor Nation right now who have their own, like, trying their best to have private relationships, and it just doesn't happen, you know?
It's so weird.
And so we just kind of owned it.
You, like, anywhere you go, it's so
and people
weird.
figure it out. Like, the Bachelor Nation, they're no dummies. Like, they are smart. They will figure things out, and they will investigate. And
they thought, one of the rumors was that we were dating. This is while you were engaged, before we ever started talking. Yeah. Was, I don't remember who, like, someone online deduced that we were dating because they realized that you were eating a vegan meal service that my sister had bought for my mother 2 years prior.
Shit.
That I knew nothing. I didn't even know what it was called.
Yeah.
But I had to look into it. And it was through, like, my mom's Facebook that I don't look at.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping she doesn't listen to this podcast.
She will. Hi, Winnie.
But just, it was crazy. I was like, they must have looked through everything of mine. And everything related to me. Like, it's wild.
They have to hire Bachelor Nation to solve murders. Like, they would do it.
Honestly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Actually,
if you want something solved, go to Bachelor fans. They will figure anything out. And it's, have you ever seen the documentary Don't F with Cat?
I was just thinking that. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Bachelor Nation and cat people, they're like the same.
Yes.
They're the same.
Yes.
That's
passionate.
funny. Bachelor Nation and cat people are the same. Let's go to 2420. And let's pick it up. Here's the part where Katie talks about 12 Days of Mess. So if you don't know, just to catch you up, you guys do know. And by the way, I got a lot of comments from the last video saying, nobody cares, don't care. Listen, guys, there's nothing going on in Bachelor Nation. I'm trying my best to make content. I try to make content every day. I guess you could argue, why make content if there's no content there? I'm a content king. I'm the content recapper. I'm the power recapper. I'm going to make content regardless. I'll fabricate it. I'll clip it together. I'll do whatever I need to do. By the way, we do have a Dave Neal show up about Will Smith apologizing, his full apology statement on Dave Neal show over there. But the point remains: if you don't comment, don't care, just don't watch it or don't comment at all, because it annoys the shit out of me when I'm just trying to make content. Okay, some people are out there doing jobs that they don't want to do or need some companionship, and we're making videos for them. And if you don't care, just go watch something else, okay?
John's like, bye, I'm going to go to the restroom.
I have questions about 12 Days of Messy.
Oh, boy.
One,
here we go.
I liked it. I was like, how cool to do this, like, little, it was like art.
It was art.
Look, I want to say something while I have the mic.
Say it, sister.
First of all the guys' songs, with the exception of Blake and Thomas, were actually nice songs. And a lot of the guys were well aware of it. And so the initial thought was that it was going to be a fun, playful thing. Even when Blake got his song, which is We Are Never Getting Back Together, I texted him. He's like, haha, yeah, I know what you're like. Like, everything was very fun.
Great.
The Thomas one was a little more...
Is that I knew you were...
That was for Blake, yeah. Thomas's was...
Stop. No, that was Thomas's.
That was Thomas.
Sorry, I was thinking I'm still on the We Are Never Getting Back Together. Okay. I'm triggered apparently on 12 days. I'm still recovering because it was a hot mess. It was a lot messier than I honestly anticipated. And I will say, so with Thomas's, it did not go the way I expected. It upset Thomas. It upset Becca. I did reach out to both of them the minute I realized that it was upsetting to them and understood where they're coming from. And
all right, so Becca unfollows Katie. Now, I will share with you the YouTube channels that ripped off my story without sharing their names here. But here's mine, right? Can't Take a Joke, Unfollowed, Arrow, all that jazz. And then, of course, others essentially just ripping me off, just not doing as good a job because clearly we crushed it with 8 times the views here. But again, that's the competitive nature of these small YouTube channels, is that there's a lot happening there. But I'm not trying to promote other channels, because whenever I say another channel's name, they are then attached to my channel and they get unneeded views. So small YouTubers out there, be warned. Again, I'm not actually talking about small YouTubers. I'm talking about YouTube channels that have bigger followings than I do and bigger teams. But you know what they don't have? They don't have our hustle, because we live in a world where we can come out here and talk. Okay, so we're the first of the party, at least. Okay, let's get into it. So tell us about 12 Days of Mess there, Katie.
Heard them out. And actually, because of that, was like, maybe Greg doesn't get a song then. Yeah. Maybe we'll just remove any negativity going forward and not do any negative songs.
Yeah.
Are you saying that Greg would have gotten a negative song?
Yeah. Everyone knows probably what Greg's song maybe hypothetically would have been.
Could I know? I don't know.
So in my mind, and again, I don't have this confirmation, but this is just how I've deduced it. Greg was supposed to be the 12th day. That's what I believe. And she ended up knowing how bad the fallout was with Thomas, which is really the only bad fallout she had. She didn't have fallout with any of the other guys. It was all in jest. It was like, all right, you all get a song from our relationship. We've all moved on. I don't think Greg probably would have cared if he had a song about him. Greg, of all the guys, I feel like is like doing his own thing. He's moved on, whatever, not commenting about it. So I think she was like, you know what? Instead of that, let's launch John. Because I feel like John was supposed to be the new, like 12 Days of Mess, Rubble ended, and then John's the new. But instead, it was kind of like, all right, cut Greg out of this. We don't need any more drama. Too much mess, which is hilarious because it's exactly what mess is. This is exactly what a Taylor Swift song is. And God bless Katie Thurston for realizing that. I'm so glad she made 12 Days of Mess, but also kudos to her for adjusting it on the fly.
If there was a 13 Days of Messy, what would Greg's song have been?
I would have gotten a second song.
What?
That was your out right there.
Wait, I'm trying to think of a Taylor Swift song. I'm like,
I can't even.
You're gonna start making up song names now.
Yeah. It's like, F you, Greg. What?
No. Like the whole Greg thing is it's so far removed, and
yeah,
you know, he's living his dream, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
But yeah, I learned a lot from that. I regret it. I thought.
You do?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And I've said that before, because of course I thought it was going to be fun and light.
Yeah.
And for the most part, like I said, every guy, with the exception of Thomas and Blake, had a pretty actually nice song. A lot of the guys were well aware that they were coming up in this list.
Yeah.
It was just way messier than I ever would have wanted in my life.
12 days of extra messy whoops.
12 days of therapy. That's what I need. Times 100. I need help.
12.
I need help.
Sorry.
1,000.
She's like,
sessions.
help me.
Send somebody support.
That's so wet. We're like laughing, but I'm like, do you need help?
No, I'm fine now. But it all backfired. Yeah. Like I thought it was just a fun way to like incorporate the guys and just generate, I don't know, like playfulness. Again, if you look at the guys' songs, it was very fun. Like it was like a shout out to like Connor and Andrew and just all these people, you know, and even teasing the like crush at that time that was him and I.
But,
and for the record, someone asked you to do it. Like it wasn't her idea to start out with.
Well,
Someone
inspired by somebody.
I should find that DM, message that person and be like, how dare you inspire me with this idea that was going to ruin my holidays.
Ruin my holidays. You ruined Christmas.
Good for me.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, I appreciated it for what it was because I'm like, it was clever. You put it to music. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it introduced you two, and I was like, holy shit, what? This is crazy, man.
Taylor Swift had an album coming out. It was really all about her, and then
yeah,
you know.
I texted this to Katie regarding 12 Days of Mess. I said, "You're the guardian angel of content when the seas of Bachelor Nation are still." And she says, "Got to support my friends." Well, you've supported us enough by giving us some content to talk about, especially today, because God knows the seas are still out there. But hey, when the seas are still in Bachelor Nation is when we set sail. That's right, folks. Join me on Patreon. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. Appreciate all your support. I'm going over there right now, so watch this. Go catch that live stream, and I'm going to discuss the wedding planning. God damn it. We'll see you in a little bit, bye guys.